Good morning, everyone. This is Karl F. Rose recording live on Monday, December 8th, 2014. And the Lions actually won. They won 2 in a row now. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-17. That makes 2 weeks in a row where that offense has actually showed up and the defense played pretty decently. I'm still going to keep the title on my blog, as it is, The Pathetic Lions, because they could actually still go 10-6 and not make the playoffs. Actually, they could go 11-5 and still not make the playoffs. But this team is different than last year's. I am very glad that Jim Schwartz is no longer their coach, because they wouldn't even have 5 wins under him. Coach Caldwell does have this team going in a different direction, but they still need a lot of work. Not a lot, but quite a bit. They need an offensive line. They need a speedy runner. I'll be glad when Raiola retires. I'm hoping he retires, or they should just get rid of him after the end of the year. But they need to revamp the line and get it, and then they need to draft a speedy runner. Get rid of Bush. Bush is just he's washed up, high-priced, washed-up player. Furthermore, although keep Bell, they need to keep Bell. Once they start tweaking their offense a little bit more, and they start utilizing Bell the way he should be, they could do some damage. And they're going to need a runner like Bell, especially the last game of the year. And he is going to have to run, and he's going to have to run hard all day long against Green Bay at the last week of the season. They can't depend on throwing in Green Bay in the middle of December. It's just not going to work. So they're going to have to do something, and they're going to have to run the ball. And they are very capable of doing that if, not with this particular offensive line. That's the problem. So maybe there'll be a miracle. Who knows? But I don't see it. They did pretty good, but I wouldn't give them an A. I would give them maybe a C+ at best. Now the one touchdown that gave the Tampa Bay the 17 points, I'm beside myself as to why that wasn't challenged. To me, it looked like he was bobbling the catch, and he didn't have full control of it as he stepped out of bounds. Apparently there was no review, there was no challenge. I don't know if Caldwell can challenge those. I think they're automatically reviewed, but it's just, to me, it wasn't a catch. So they were given as far as I'm concerned, the Lions won 34-10, but that's not what the statistics are going to show. So they played a pretty good game, 2 in a row. We'll just have to wait and see. They need to do the same thing when Minnesota shows up, and Minnesota's not going to be as easy as it was the first time around. So they're going to need to score. They're going to need to score big, and they're going to have to stop Bridgewater because he is starting to show signs of life. I think they can do it. I think Minnesota has a weak secondary. I think, but they need to get Tate more of the ball. I think they only gave Tate the ball 4 times yesterday. That's not going to cut it. They need to get him more between Calvin and Tate. Tate needs to see the ball more. They don't do that, they're not going to win. I'm not going to make any predictions for next week. Let's just hope they show up and they play like they did the last 2 weeks. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do for the rest of the season. If they really want any hopes to get in the playoffs, they do have to win out. And that includes beating Green Bay up in there up in their home. That's what they have to do. They have no other choice, but they can't think that far ahead. They just got to go out, take care of business at Minnesota, or at home against Minnesota, and then just do it one at a time. And I think that's what Caldwell is doing. So I won't make any predictions. I have zero faith in them still. But I won't say they will get blown out or anything like that. But I still have zero faith in it until they can prove to me that they can win consistently. And not only that, not only this year, but season after season. They need to have a consecutive 11-plus winning seasons in a row for me to even think otherwise. But for now, they're just an average, ordinary clunker. So until that changes, my view of the Lions won't change. Well, that's all.